Mike, first of all, thank you so much for coming by.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Now, I have always been a big admirer of how you went from a star on The Real World, known as a TV personality, to a legitimate working actor, and to the point where I think a lot of people have even forgotten that The Real World happened.
Yeah.
I imagine that there was some challenge to that.
Yeah, no, there were definitely some challenges. I mean, I think that there's challenges every time you try to, do something new, and especially when people see you a certain way and you try to transition that. And breaking into acting is hard enough as it is. A lot of people don't know that I did theater, and I've been acting since I was little. I didn't really talk about it on the show because it wasn't a focus of the show. I mean, it was very political, and I was going through like some personal stuff, so it wasn't a focus on the show, so I didn't feel like I needed to bring it up. But one thing that the show taught me, aside from getting used to having cameras in your face because they would be, this close all the time. If I'm on set and there's, 3 cameras right here, it doesn't faze me because I spent, a few months of my life with them and, cameras in the headboard. So zero privacy.
You're like, it's just
zero,
like Tuesday now.
Yeah, it's like, hey, how's it going? Yeah. But also, like, one thing that the show taught me is how powerful stories are. And in that case, the stories were real, or mostly real. But I think it seemed like only like a natural transition for me to want to become an actor and a producer and like continue telling stories. Whether you're in theater or like on stage, on stage, or like, if you take a class that's geared towards television, they'll tell you about, learning the script and learning the character and digging deep in the art and the craft, and they'll tell you all that, but they don't prep you for having a camera this close to your face and actually being on set and having, like you said, to forget everything and actually live in the moment and be that character. They don't prep you for that. Yeah. So it's almost like reality TV was the best crash course in not caring about being on a TV set.
Nothing's impossible.
Disney's a great company to work for. They sent me a birthday present this year, and they check in on me, and I'm actually meeting with them about some shows, in the next couple months on the writing producing side. So it's Disney's a really great company, and they have their hands in everything, obviously. And the film was really fun to do because I was a bad guy.
I steered Kayla into that sign, so my dad had a reason to kick her off the team.
What?
I was just following orders. Yeah, like always. So tell me, Dad, you proud of me now?
But also, I got to snowboard and spend 2 months working with Dove Cameron and Luke Benward, who are just both amazing people. So it was, and I grew up in Colorado. I skied and snowboarded before I could walk, So it was essentially being on set for 2 months, snowboarding and acting and, hanging out with Disney kids.
And getting paid for it. That's
and getting
the
paid,
part that's always like, and I get paid?
Yeah.
Now is the best time, I think, for actors of your age and your type, because there are so many movies being made about superheroes. There are so many, sci-fi things happening, and there's something about being able to play a character on a Disney show that, because all of our comic book heroes come from such a wholesome, all-American place, but then the situations start getting a little dark, a little edgy, and I feel like you guys, because you have that wholesome on the inside, you can rough up the outside a little, and you get the heart.
Yes, if I could do a superhero movie, then my life would be made. Can you make some calls? Can you make that happen?
I will make things happen.
Yeah, anything.
So what's your dream role? Who is the character that if you got it, you'd be like, all right, that's it, I'm good?
I'm gonna let you guess. I'm gonna give you one guess, and I think you're gonna get it.
Could it be that Kryptonian guy?
Yes. If I could be Superman, that'd be my life. I'd be set. I wrapped last year. I wrapped this horror film, Case Number 13.
As you know, we have yet to find someone to pass the challenge, so we remain Lucky 13.
Which was really cool because Johnny Martin directed that, and he was he's worked on Twilight and Die Hard and everything, and he's really big in the stunt world. And in the film, this was sort of his directorial debut. Not only did I get to work with you know, Ryan Pinkston and like Elena Sanchez from Hunger Games, who does a lot of her own stunts. But I got to work underneath Johnny, who let me do a lot of my own stunts. So there's breaking glass, there's fight scenes, there's blood and guts, there's, you know, throwing furniture at walls and stuff. And so it was a few months of doing all my own stunts and learning underneath Johnny, which was really cool. And then that film, we just found out, is going to be in theaters towards the end of the year.